Hello everyone, my name is Shobhit Tyagi. I am an MBA student from University School of Management Studies, IP University. Welcome to my short presentation about genetic engineering and ethical issues associated with it. Genetic engineering, sometimes called genetic modification, is the process of altering the DNA in an organism genome. This may mean changing one base pair, deleting a whole region of DNA, or introducing an additional copy of a gene. It may also mean extracting DNA from another organism genome and combining it with the DNA of that individual. Humans are manipulating the genetic material of any organism for long, using selective breeding and cross hybridization. Economically important plant species were created by us. The purpose of developing the genetic engineering or genetic manipulating technique is to produce organisms or phenotypes which are useful to us. Genetic engineering techniques are used for construction of genetically modified plant species, abiotic and biotic stress resistant plant species, economically important plant species, commercially valuable organisms for the production of the therapeutic drugs, prevention of the genetic abnormalities. To help explain the process of genetic engineering, let's take the example of insulin, a protein that helps regulate the sugar levels in our blood. Normally, insulin is produced in the pancreas, but in people with type 1 diabetes, there is a problem with insulin production. Therefore, they have to inject insulin to control their blood sugar levels. Genetic engineering has been used to produce a type of insulin very similar to our natural production. A small piece of circular DNA called plasmid is extracted from the bacteria or the yeast cell. Then a small section is then cut out of the circular plasmid by restriction enzymes molecular scissors. A gene for human insulin is inserted into the gap in the plasmid. This plasmid is now genetically modified. The genetically modified plasmid is introduced into a new bacteria or the yeast cell. This cell then divides rapidly and starts making insulin. To create large amount of the cell, the genetically modified bacteria or yeast are grown in large fermentation vessels that contain all nutrients they need. The more the cell divides, the more the insulin is produced. When the fermentation is complete, the mixture is filtered to release the insulin. The insulin is then purified and packed into bottles and insulin pens or distribution to patients with diabetes. Genetic engineering is portrayed as a major scientific and technological revolution, which is what makes it legitimate in the eyes of its supporters. But this is also why some fear it as a dangerous and unnatural interference in living processes. Common concerns are compromised nutritional value in case of genetically modified food product, fast evolution of resistant pathogenic strains, associated risk for the target organism, and extremely high cost involved. Let us take a look some of the ethical issues surrounding genetic engineering. Number one is safety consideration. Due to the possibility of off-target effects and mosaicism, safety is of primary concern. Researchers and ethicists who have written and spoken about genome editing, such as those present at International Summit of Human Gene Editing, generally agree that until germline genome editing is deemed safe through research, it should not be used for clinical reproductive purpose. The risk cannot be justified by the potential benefit. Some researchers argue that there may never be a time when genome editing in embryos will offer a benefit greater than that of existing technologies, such as pre-implantation genetic diagnosis and in vitro fertilization. The next one is consent considerations. Some people worry that it is impossible to obtain informed consent for genetic engineering because the patient affected by the edits are the embryo and future generations. Before people make such a choice, they have a right to inform of fact that might be material to their decision, such as the nature of their condition and its prognosis, the potential risk and benefit of the proposed test or treatment, and the alternatives to be proposed interventions. People also have a right to be informed about and to control the subsequent use of tissue that has been removed from their bodies. In the genetics context, healthcare providers have been held liable for not providing the information that a genetic test is available. The last one is moral consideration. Many people have moral and religious objections to the use of human embryos for research. They don't want to intervene in a natural process designed by God Himself. They will rather welcome a child with a disorder than abort or mutate the gene. Many bioethical groups still believe that research using gene editing in embryos is important to address scientific questions about human biology. Mandatory genetic testing might also have devastating effect on the individuals who are tested. Unlike infection disease, genetic disease may be viewed by people as an intractable part of their nature. Persons who learn against their will that they carry a defective gene may view themselves as defective. This is harm is compounded if they do not choose to learn the information voluntarily. Now, the conclusion is the advent of genetic engineering has allowed for an unprecedented levels of modification of biological systems, including microorganisms. The impact on food microbiology has also been significant as evident from the range of genetically modified food products. It can be a blessing in treatment lethal diseases like cancer. However, it comes with its own share of concern which cannot be ignored because this technique can change the fate of mankind. Thank you.